Hi, my name is Jerry Anzalone, and I've been asked by the town recreation department in Walpole to try and help some of the coaches with your t-ball players. We're going to cover 4 different areas: catching a ball, throwing a ball, fielding a baseball, and also hitting. The first one is going to be catching a ball. This can be very dangerous for kids if they do it the wrong way. They're going to be very nervous. I mean, think about it. A ball is coming at them. Their first motion is to back away from the ball. So we're going to try and have them build up their confidence to stay there and use their glove and a couple different skills to make that catch. We want to have them start with their feet about shoulder width apart and their knees bent. This gives them a good athletic stance, gives them good balance. We're going to be using different words, different techniques, different sayings to try and get them to remember what to do. We want to have them pretend they got a camera in their glove and a camera in their hand, and have the glove in the hand out in front of them and take the picture of the person throwing. Now, we don't use that with the older kids, but with the younger ones, they might remember, take the picture of the person throwing. This way here, they see the ball, they see the glove, and they see their hand all at once. If they have them in like this, they can see the ball, but they won't be able to see where to put them, where to line them up. So we want them out in front. And you're going to have them catch the ball and use their bare hand to cover it. Sometimes these kids their hands are very weak, and the glove may be new, so when they go to catch it, the ball will fall out. Well, if they catch it and cover it, that will stop it. And some kids, in catching it, they'll slap at the ball falls out. So they're going to be out here, catch and cover. One thing you coaches can do is to have them get in that stance and be about maybe 6-8 feet away, have them out like this, and take a ball and flip it underhand. The reason I say underhand is you can probably be pretty accurate and aim it right toward that mitt, so they can catch it and cover. Catch and cover. After they get the hang of that, you want to have them learn a backhand skill, which is to turn the glove over like this, hand out here, flip the ball right to that backhand, and they catch and they cover. They're going to at first try to move their feet. Try and tell them that their feet are glued to the ground. They can't move. And you get there, catch and cover, catch and cover. After they get the hang of this, you're going to try and teach them to catch the ball with their feet. And they're going to look at you funny. What do you mean your feet? What we're trying to do then is to have them move to the baseball. They start like this, toss the ball to the left, and they move, catch the ball, catch and cover. Back to here, they move to the right, catch and cover. So they move with their feet, so they catch the ball in front of them. The next skill is throwing. Now, before they throw a ball, they have to put it in their hand. These kids are all very small, they're young, and I doubt very few kids can hold the baseball the normal way, which is with 2 fingers. They will probably need 3 fingers to hold the baseball. Their thumb goes on the bottom, and the little finger will kind of balance it. If you have anybody that's big enough and old enough and strong enough, they can go to the normal way, which is 2 fingers. Their ring finger is balancing it, and the little finger is actually useless. But these kids will probably need all 3 fingers. Now, in throwing a baseball, there are 2 methods. There are 2 things we do sideways in baseball. One is throwing. Now, if I'm throwing straight ahead, I want to have my feet kind of close together, not really shoulder width apart, because we're throwing now. And your knees kind of bent. Hold the ball in your glove and get that either the W grip or the V grip. And to get sideways, we're going to have to tell him to give me an ankle eye. Now, I'm a righty, like most kids, so my right foot has an ankle on it. So I'm going to turn my ankle eye. You're going to bring the ball down to your thigh, up to the sky. We want them to step toward the target. We want them to point the glove at their target, and have them at first turn around and look for that letter W if they need 3 fingers. If they don't see the W, their fingers are behind the ball. This will make them push the ball. We want to have them turn back and see that W or the V, depending how big their hand is. We want this elbow up over their shoulder, and then lean back a little bit, and then keep that elbow above your shoulder and throw and follow through. So in all one slow motion movement, it is the V or the W grip, ankle eye, thigh, sky, step, point, and throw. At first, you may want to have them turn their head and see if they notice the letter W or the V with the larger hands, so they don't have pushing the ball. So once again, it's ankle eye, thigh, sky, step, point, lean back a little bit, throw, and follow through. Fielding ground balls. We try and have the kids take that athletic stance, their feet about shoulder width apart, knees bent. Then I'll ask the kids, what's the biggest animal that you know of? And every now and then they'll come out with the answer right away and they'll say, the elephant. I said, you're right. Well, the elephant has a big what? And they say, big trunk. I said, right, so think about the glove as the trunk of the elephant. We want it out in front of their body, out here. Then I'll ask them, what's the animal that lives in the water? It's got two big, large jaws. The alligator. That's right. So we want the elephant and the alligator. And it's hard to see from the camera. I'll put my glove down. But my glove, left foot, right foot, they form a triangle. You don't want to have them feel the ball in here. You want it out front so they can see the ball better. So let's start from the beginning. It's feet shoulder width apart, knees bent, elephant, alligator, and if I turn sideways, they're almost like they're sitting in a chair. If there was a chair here, I would be sitting down and the very lip of the chair, that's the position you want to be in. You don't want to be like this. You want to be bent over in that position. So again, elephant, alligator, here comes the ball. You bring your hand in, hold the ball, bring it to your belly, and then what we just did, ankle eye, thigh, sky, step, point, and throw. Then when they have that down pat, we'll say now we're going to catch the ball with your feet again. And all that means is when you're down like this, we'll roll the ball to their left. And then we shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Your belly, ankle eye, thigh, sky, step, point, and throw. And then shuffle to your right. Down, like this. Shuffle, shuffle, field it, belly, ankle eye, thigh, sky, step, point, and throw. At first, you may want to have these kids feel the ball that way. Go through the ankle eye process. Get it to here and have them freeze. Make sure that everything is pointing right at the coach. When it looks good, then have them throw. Hitting is the most fun part of baseball. It's also the hardest. Here's the other skill that you have to be sideways for. Now, I'm a lefty hitter. We try and have kids, again, we use those different terms. We want the feet to be shoulder width apart. We want the feet to look like railroad tracks. We don't want them bowed out. We don't want them in like this. We don't want them too close. We don't want them too far apart. About shoulder width apart, but the most important thing is railroad tracks. If I draw a line right here, here's home plate. This line and that line should be parallel. So we don't want to have a foot back here, a foot back here. We want these two lines to be straight. We want their knees bent. There goes that athletic balance again, athletic stance. We want the bat held in their fingers. A lot of kids will hold it in their hands. Now for t-ball players, that's not bad, but we want to try and get it in their fingers. We want these hands up by their ears. We're trying to prevent swings like this, these golf swings, especially with a tee, but if they do make contact, the ball's going to go up in the air. We want them up by their ears so they swing down to the ball. So we got feet, railroad tracks, knees bent, bat in their hands, hands up by their ears, and they're looking at the pitcher with both eyes. Now if I'm throwing a baseball and I want this ball to go kind of far, I don't just sit here and I flip it. I reach back to throw it. So think about that with hitting. If I want the ball to go a good distance, when I'm nice and balanced, I want to go back a little bit. I don't want to be here and swing. I'm going to go back a little bit. That's called a load. And I'm loading with the bottom half of my body. balance, load. We don't want to turn like this. This is called wrapping, and that makes for a longer swing. Plus, I can't see the ball anymore because my head is turned. So it's a balance, load, and then here comes their power. They take the back foot, and we call it squish the bug. They rotate their back foot, and then they swing down to the ball, through the ball, and up. We use a term, a couple terms. We say, after we rotate down the mountain, through the valley, there's your level swing right there, through the valley, and then up the hill. So the right sequence, and I'll do it kind of slow motion, will be balance, load, squish, down the mountain, through the valley, up the hill. For you coaches that know a lot about baseball, you're probably wondering why I didn't use the stride. Stride, a lot of coaches, a lot of people think stride is for power. Here's what I mean by a stride. If you watch my front foot, here, there's a stride. Stride is only for timing. If a kid can handle it, let him do it. But a lot of times kids, when they stride, if you watch my eyes, they're here and they're here, and I'll put my hand about equal with my eyes. There's the ball. When I stride with a very large stride, my eyes drop and the ball actually raised. So now when they swing a ball that was here, it's not there anymore because they took that big long stride. Some kids will stride, I'm not sure if the camera can pick it up, they stride away. That's no good either. If they are going to stride, have them think about going into the pool the first time in early June. It might be kind of cold. And when they go to a pool, they'll take their foot and they kind of put the toe in to see how cold it is. Well, if they want to stride, have them do that. It's balance, load, small, soft stride. You may not be able to see it. If I turn this way, my heel is actually up in the air a little bit. This keeps my weight back. Balance, load, stride, rotate, down the mountain, through the valley, up the hill. If they can handle the stride, make sure it's done right. If they don't stride at all, if they have problems with it, tell them, forget it. No stride, just get up there, keep that front foot steady, balance, load, squish the bug, and make your swing. And again, all 2 slow motion swings, one without the stride, and one with the stride. And the most important thing about hitting, which I haven't even mentioned, is this. You have to be able to see the ball. If they take their swing and they pull their head, if they're lucky, they'll hit the ball. I tell the kids that I work with, I can give a 6-year-old and have him strike out David Ortiz. And they go, what? I said, yeah, very simple. How do you do it? You just blindfold. If you blindfold Ortiz or Gonzalez, anybody, they can't see the ball. If they hit it, they're just plain lucky. So make sure that they see the ball. Keep your eyes on the ball and actually watch the ball hit the bat.